Aries, we're going to talk about May. What we have here at the center of this entire reading is the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. I'm talking to an Aries who's kind of feeling themselves this May. There's inspiration. There's an opportunity to take action on something. It's inspiring, and you're feeling very confident. You're knowing who you are and what you want. Now, what's crossing this or causing some conflict in a little bit of this is the Star and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So when we see this combination of cards, this can kind of indicate, this is a wish fulfillment, but you need to get on it now. It needs to happen now. Like there might be some hesitation on your part. And I see that because what's crowning this is the Eight of Cups upright, but the World in reverse. You may find that you have some emotional attachment to something or someone. If it's a job, it could be like some of your coworkers. You've been there in an extended period of time and you've made connections. You don't want to walk away from that. You haven't tied something completely out. You may, like on the surface, look ready to go, but internally you're still holding on to something. Now, what's being hidden is the High Priestess in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. What's being hidden is you're not exactly being completely honest with yourself about something. Like your intuition knows the truth of something, but you're just kind of not wanting to take a look at that. You're just not wanting to look at that. In the effects of the past, we're seeing the repeated World in reverse, Aries. This is like not closing something completely out. And then the Devil. You could be experiencing some emotions, like some repeating patterns in your life. You see something coming up again and again, whether this is the same type of person or energy coming towards you, something constantly being reflected back to you, an experience, a situation. You're like repeating a same pattern. And I think it's, what it is. Most of the Aries or most of the people that come to my channel are very intuitive. They're very gifted in their own right. So I think what this repeating pattern is. And it's kind of like, I know what it is, but I don't want to do what it takes to get there. It could be, some type of, you're done with a relationship, but you just can't help to keep going to that person's page or their medias and looking and seeing what's going on with them. Not completely cutting that off. In the future energy, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Temperance in reverse, the Knight of Swords in reverse, but the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles upright. You're going to get there. I feel like you're going to see a false start. Like it's kind of like trying to rush through the lesson without actually learning the lesson. You're still going to get to the same ending with this King of Cups and this Queen of Pentacles. But, it would be a lot easier to get there if you took the time to really examine what it is that you're refusing to look at. What is keeping you held on to this old situation? And it seems like it's kind of painful. It almost, like when I channel the emotion of it, it almost feels like fear of allowing yourself happiness, because you thought you were allowing yourself happiness in the past and it turned out to be a shit show. Like you didn't trust your own decision making. And that's kind of what it feels like here. Like I have this opportunity, I have this inspiration to take action, but I'm still holding on to this hurt and this mistrust of my own ability to make decisions. And it's kind of like two things can be true at the same time, Aries. You can feel confident and have a good understanding of yourself and be inspired, but also still be holding on to this little nudging in the back of your head that says, I can't be sure that this is correct for me because I trusted it before and it wasn't true. That wasn't due to your shortcomings. It's never a mistake to love somebody or to jump in and be excited or inspired about something that looks like it has growth. When someone else takes advantage of that, manipulates it, and contorts it into something that's ugly, it's kind of hard to let go of, like, the dream. I think you need to allow yourself to grieve the dream. And don't punish yourself when happiness is just around the corner. I think you're kind of going through the motions. The world in showing up in reverse twice is that real needing to close up something. Maybe to cut ties. And, have some self-discipline when it comes to no longer seeking out that person's profile just out of curiosity to see what they're doing. Let's pull a card of advice. All right, we have Shaolin Master. Slow and steady, breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach. I see you wanting to rush right in. Just rush right in. The Shaolin Master calls forth the ninja within. Shaolin medicine is about learning to adapt to a situation and to tap into energy running through your body and preserve it in order to release it at the right moment. It also teaches subtlety, because when you're too forceful or you use too much energy, and that may not be supportive of what you're working on. The Shaolin Master, like a monk, has respect for all things. He's disciplined and guided by his art and will never use it to impress the foolish or to appear stronger than someone who's threatening him. You too are being invited to remain graceful in your movement, choices, and actions. You're being guided to flow like water, blow like air, and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel like you need to rush ahead. A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace. Reach high, but also ask yourself how you can move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down? Or take more time to soften and breathe as you move forward? All of this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. I love that, because I do feel like there is this feeling of wanting to rush ahead without actually examining the root of these patterns that have occurred in the past. And what's being hidden with this High Priestess in reverse, in the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's like not wanting to see a truth. Sometimes the truth is that where that person in our past, or these patterns in our past, did like describe a villain in our lives. Two things can be true at the same time. Looking at where we participated, kind of take accountability for our own part of participating, and knowing that we were in control of that participation, just like we are still in control of how we participate now, and that no one else is the authority over our decisions but us. Sometimes that helps. Then we just don't feel like we're just a victim to things. I do see that you are coming to this King of Cups and Queen of Pentacles energy. Regardless of how you move, that's what the outcome is. It's just going to take a little bit longer if you put a whole lot of resistance to it. All right, that's what I have. If you want a personal reading, you can look in my bio. Have a great May.